I am Om Kundarti and I will present data mining case 1 for OkCupid's marketing use. Agenda is simple. First, we define the problem statement, review data that's available, talk about the personas identified in this case, and then we look at some data visualizations and finally talk through the takeaways for the marketing head. Problem definition is a data mining exercise to review user profiles and create some insights that the head of the marketing can use to increase user base and identify other revenue opportunities. Opportunities may be based on expansion of user base, user retention, identification of opportunities for targeted marketing, and driving revenue growth through other means. Understanding profile data. A few files were shared. Most notable is the profiles.csv that has the most info on the user profiles. It was already anonymized. And then there's also latlon file which helped to plot the locations on a map for user interactive mapping creations. We have a lot of text attributes in the dataset, which I ignored entirely textual attributes like essay text. Also, there are 18 character based attributes, lots of data gaps among the data attributes, and some higher than normal unique number of values. Some of them needed modification of data. For example, pets. It contained only two types of pets, dogs and cats, yet there were more than two unique values. As you can see on row number 12, there were 15 distinct values, and that doesn't help in terms of modeling and data analysis. So we had to bin it and simplify it. Next up, we have about three variables which are numeric in nature. Income had many missing values, but no imputation was used for this analysis because there was a lack of a scientific basis to validate the imputations. Also, I had no reason to assume data provided was not clean or had some wrong data because there was some cleansing exercise performed to anonymize the data. So I assume the data was clean when it was provided to the BI team. Next up, a persona is a spotlight on a person in a crowd, in my own definition. In a way, it's a relatable person for many others, and identifying a persona helps with modeling and discussion. Let's look at four personas that I have chosen for this exercise. Young professionals are people with age under 40 and have an income. Free spirits are personas with no kids, no pets, and they're single. In other words, commitment free and have a lot of time on their side. And then there are students, essentially somebody studying a course. And lastly, there is pet lovers, which is anybody who likes or owns a cat or a dog. All the personas that I've chosen have a decent size of population within the overall profiles that are at OKC. Now let's use the data from these to strategize our future actions and to our advantage. When you examine the young professionals, something that jumps off when you plot the body type against the profile counts and by gender, you see that the top three most common male profiles are athletic, average, or fit, whereas the top three most common female profiles are average, curvy, and fit. When you plot um, age as bins and do a count of the profiles, you basically and also by orientation, so you have three categories here of orientation: bisexual, gay, and straight. You see that the most number of profiles are straight, and within the straight, the profiles in the age groups of 20 to 40 are the most common, peaking between 25 and 40. And within again straight profiles, the ratio of males to females was very high. So it's necessary to plan actions to make sure straight male profiles believe they have a potential match and that they can be retained for a longer term. Free spirits. Among free spirits, when you plot them on a graph with their drinking habits versus the count of the profiles, you see a lot of user profiles indicating interest in social drinking. Free spirits are profiles, like I said earlier, who are single, have no offspring, and have no pets. With relatively less time commitments, which is my assumption, marketing should target them for profiting from their availability of time and also for availability of their participation in social events. Also, if you plot the free spirits on a map, essentially you see on a global map there's hardly any profiles beyond the USA. When you look at USA, the most dark red and yellow profiles are all in the west coast, and then you zoom in further, you see that most profiles are actually in the Bay Area, in San Francisco and nearby areas. When we look at pet lovers, we see when we put them, we can have two charts here, one to represent them by the age bins and another to represent cat lovers versus cat lovers and cat non-lovers, and dog like people who like or own a dog versus people who do not like or who do not want to or never want to own a dog. So when you plot them on a chart, there are some distinct ideas that jump off in this chart, right? So you see a distinction here among the pet lovers. There are more user profiles who like or own a dog than a cat, and then there are more users who dislike a cat than there are users who like a cat, which is interesting also. And then there are more users who like a dog than those who dislike a dog. And even within that, the age group of 25 to 30 seems to be the one that show most inclination towards owning a dog. But also, that's probably a bucket where the most number of users are in this database. Finally, we jump to the next persona, which is the students. And with the students, we see most students have no income. When you plot them, the counts of the students on their income chart, there's most students with no income, which is represented by the NA bar, which is very long. And then on the blue chart, you have the most students showing they either don't believe in a diet preference or they'll eat almost anything, is their indication in terms of their diet preference. And then if you also plot them on a map, you see basically most of them are located within five major areas. So, and then moving to actionable insights based on these data visualizations. So young professionals, which make up 15% of the whole, if we strategize around targeting ads for complementary products and services, like in the case of men, we've seen examples could be protein shakes or athletic sports clubs, because most men are already fit, average or athletic already, so they're probably likely to take some complementary products around their lifestyle. Women, on the other hand, curvy, average, and fit. So, women would perhaps benefit from memberships at gym, yoga programs, discounts around those, things like that. Um, Free spirits, most of them indicated they like to drink socially, and perhaps they have free time given they have no other commitments. Several profiles were geographically collocated. All of that indicates you can target them for expansion of user base by sponsoring local events and offering promotions to sign up new members, incentivizing referrals and new female signups for OKC to bring about balance given the skewness in the ratio of men and women. And for user retention, they might probably offer some kind of a free drink for filling surveys and get further insight into the customers' opinions. Students are about 17% of the whole. They don't care what they eat, they don't have much disposable income either. So maybe we can use that to our advantage by offering them discounts and mutually beneficial loyalty programs at local fast food restaurants. For example, offer free fifth meal, sixth meal, nth meal for OKC users who eat at a particular local fast food chain. That might be a great strategy. Similarly, pet lovers, more users like to have dogs than users who dislike dogs, and there are some strong preferences about cats too. So ad revenue generating schemes can be offered for pet food subscription for OK C members. Those were some of the insights. I thank you for patiently listening through my presentation, um, and I'm happy to answer any questions offline as this is a recording. Thank you very much.